Hey, it's Dr. Evans here from Sugarland Medical Spa. This is for my men. Today we're going to be talking about the BTL Emsella machine here, okay? This is something that we have that we brought in several years ago to our practice. And as men and women age, there can be a weakening of the pelvic floor. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So let me grab my little device here. Okay, this is my male trusty model here. This is bladder, rectum is here, penis is here, testicles are here, and the pelvic floor is from here to here. And what it does is that it supports all of these structures. So as men age, as there's a change in weight, things like that, they can all cause a weakening of this pelvic floor muscle as we age. So we have this device in order to help that. So usually with typical shockwave therapy, it's treated in several places to help increase blood flow, because as a lot of men know, as they age, it becomes a blood flow problem. Things that can affect this can be things like lower levels of testosterone. It can be things like medications can actually help decrease the blood flow to these areas. It could be, other things that can have an effect. But the whole goal with regenerating this tissue and feeling better about the structures and their function here is to actually help improve that pelvic floor muscle. Something that I want you to know in advance is that certainly all therapies can be different, and there could be various reasons why a man can have problems when it comes to increasing blood flow in this area and being able to have an erection when he's ready. So this is one of the devices that I think that's out there that can actually be thought of as superior than shockwave therapy. So again, with shockwave therapy, what happens is that it's almost like a vibrator, and it basically is placed on different areas throughout the genitalia to help increase the blood flow. It's thought that if you decrease the plaque formation, you can help then increase the blood flow to this area. But what happens if we actually increase the blood flow and increase the muscle strength? Now, this is something that's actually FDA approved for urinary incontinence. So men, just like women, yes, you can have problems with urinary incontinence, like when you cough or sneeze, or you could feel like, hey, when I have to go to the restroom, I literally have to run to the restroom, or I have to figure out where there's every single restroom in a place that I'm at in order so I can get to quickly. So those are problems with urinary incontinence. So what happens if we can actually increase the muscle tone and increase the blood flow? Well, that's what this device does. So definitely, again, approved for urinary incontinence. But again, as it increases the blood flow, if you think of Kegel exercises, this does 11,000 Kegels in a single session. With an improvement of Kegel exercises, you can actually increase your pelvic thrust. Again, when you increase your blood flow to the genitalia, it can work better too. And there's some studies that show that you can actually improve your ejaculation, with it. It's something that doesn't hurt. We get this asked all the time. It's simply a chair that you sit on and the chair just goes to work. It uses electromagnetic waves to help stimulate the pelvis and increase the blood flow here. It exercises this, again, 11,000 Kegels in a single session. So literally, it's something where you would come in twice a week for 3 weeks. It's also something where maybe, you may need a couple extra treatments. It can really be catered to what you need. In addition, it's something where we can actually turn up the frequency or turn down the frequency of the strength in order so that it can be very comfortable for you. So again, it doesn't hurt. It's something that you can be fully clothed for, and it's something that's been proven to work. And then to show you that, I'm going to tell you about one of the studies that was done in order to show how this helps men and their problems with ED. Let me grab my paperwork. Hold on. So this is something from 2024. There's a study that was done using the Insula to actually help men with urinary function and sexual dysfunction. So I want to let you know, first of all, this is done by one of my favorite people in the world. His name is Dr. Judson Brandeis. He is the founder and creator of the P-Long. So shout out to him. He's in California if you wanted to look him up. So what he did with the Emsella is that he did a study on 28 men. These were men from 27 to 72 years old. They all showed problems with urinary problems and ED, and he treated them once a week for 10 weeks. And what they did is they used a questionnaire based on the International Index of Erectile Dysfunction, and they showed that 37% of the men, they showed an improvement in maintaining an erection until the completion of intercourse, 24% increase with satisfaction with sexual intercourse, and 18.9% increase in the frequency of experiencing orgasm as well as climaxes. And which was really cool is that they showed an increase in the density of the corpus cavernosum. And I know you're like, what is that, Dr. Evans? So if I grab my model again and we look at the penis again here, the corpus cavernosum is right here. The urethra, the bladder's here, the urethra's here where the urine comes out of, but the corpus cavernosum is actually the white part. This is the place where platelet-rich plasma is actually placed for things like the pee shot, things like that. But by increasing this density, that showed an improvement in orgasms. I mean, how cool is that? So again, I believe that there's really cool technologies out there to help us. I think again, the Insula slash the Emsella is one of the next great things that is out there. This is something that we actually have at Sugar Land Medical Spa, and we welcome you to see if you're a right candidate for this. You know, we'll give you a free trial. We'll make sure that you're extremely happy with this. From my experience, I've seen men that have got on it and literally the next day they pee differently. I mean, how awesome is that? I had one guy who said he could have peed all the way across the room the next day. So it's, again, I always tell people all the time, aging kind of sucks. It doesn't have to. These are things that you can do to help yourself live better, live healthier, live your best right now. So again, check us out today as far as the Insula goes at sugarlandmedspa.com. Book your appointment and again, see if this is the right therapy for you. Take care. Again, this is Dr. Kimberly Evans at Sugar Land Medical Spa.